Colombia, the Special Jurisdiction for Peace, a transitional justice body created in the context of the 2016 peace agreement, issued the first sentences against members of the former FARC-EP guerrilla group in the context of what was the armed conflict in the country. Hernán Tobar with the report.
La Jurisdicción Especial para la Paz emitió su primera sentencia.
The Special Jurisdiction for Peace issued its first restorative sentence for the 7 top leaders who made up the former secretariat of the now-defunct FARC guerrilla group, which found them responsible in the so-called Macro Case 001, related to hostage-taking and kidnapping, crimes against humanity committed between 1993 and 2016, and perpetrated in the context of the armed conflict, whose victims exceed the more than 4,000 accredited by the Special Jurisdiction for Peace.
In which the appearing parties are held responsible and consequently are imposed the maximum penalty applicable in this model of justice, that is, 8 years of penalty, taking into account their acknowledgement of their responsibility and their exhaustive and detailed contribution to revealing patterns and policies, but also taking into account the seriousness of the crimes and the highest level of responsibility they held in that organization.
Esta determinación jurídica impuesta por el máximo.
This legal determination imposed by the highest court of transitional justice was announced after the highest commanders of the former FARC recognized in the related events and contributions to the truth that do not involve imprisonment, but rather social actions, and work with victims.
We accept the resolution of conclusions as part of the recognition of the pain of the victims of reparation and of reconciliation. We understand that this process that is beginning is complex and unprecedented for Colombia, and that we will have to develop very sustained actions to be able to guarantee the recognition of the pain of the victims.
Representatives of human rights organizations and congressmen highlight the importance of this decision.
It is a decision and a process that is unprecedented in the history of humanity, and that will have what is going to happen in Colombia as its laboratory. So I believe that this is a substantial step forward for peace, for the victims, for restorative justice. In order to move forward on that long road to compensate for the enormous damage caused by the crimes committed in the armed conflict.
Las sanciones estipuladas giran en torno a proyectos sociales.
The penalties stipulated revolve around social projects to compensate victims, humanitarian demining work, the search for missing persons, environmental and agricultural memory projects, exceptional restrictions on freedom and mobility. Some of the victims are not satisfied with the contributions to the truth, and their representatives see little clarity in specific aspects of particular redress.
Pero le falta la sentencia señalar.
But the ruling fails to specify the penalty that each of these 7 members of the former secretariat will have to serve, for how long, in which territory, and how many victims would specifically benefit from the implementation of these penalties.
La puesta en práctica de estas sanciones.
Este Tribunal de Justicia Restaurativa.
This restorative justice court was created following the 2016 peace process agreements between the government and the former FARC-EP. It investigates, tries, and punishes the most serious crimes of the armed conflict, created to satisfy the rights of victims, offer them truth, and contribute to their reparation, with the purpose of building a stable and lasting peace.
Hernán Tobar, teleSUR, Bogotá, Colombia.